Welcome back, everybody, to the HeatWave Podcast, part of the Roundtable Sports Network. My name is Anthony Aguirre, here with my partner in crime, as always, AP Anthony Pasciolla. AP, how we doing, brother?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm the negative one of the two of us, but the Heat are playing great basketball. I have very little to complain about today. I'll tell you that right now.
The same, coming off a great win against the Dallas Mavericks, who are having a terrible season, given the
Yes.
injuries to practically everybody. I mean, my goodness, like AD, Derek Lively, Dante Exum had season-ending surgery, but somehow this game was still tight. Final score 106 to 102. But I mean, some good takeaways to take from this game. Just Khalil Ware continues to be dominant, but also Tyler Herro, first game of the season, 24, 7, and 3 steals.
Dude, the first talking point has to be Khalil Ware, not even just last night's game, but honestly, this whole stretch since we last recorded, he's been on a tear, especially on the boards. I remember there was the one Knicks game where he got called out for getting dominated on the boards by Mitchell Robinson, and he comes back on this stretch of games, and I think he's averaging like 15 boards or something ridiculous. So he deserves so much credit for the way he's been playing recently, especially, a big reason for it, to be fair, is Bam missed a good amount of time with, I think it was a toe injury.
Yeah.
So obviously an increased role, but Bam was on the floor for 29 minutes last night, and Khalil still put up 20 and 18 with 3 blocks on really good shooting. This
Yeah, no,
guy's
he
legit.
he was the only one who really knew how to shoot from behind the arc last night. Nobody else could make a shot, and he's had, I believe, 7 double doubles in the last 8 games. Even with the game he struggled in New York, like like you mentioned afterwards, he's been on a tear. And honestly, this is the kind of stuff I believe Spoelstra envisioned to begin the season when there was those, no, those like what's it called, like those growing pains.
Hmm.
Like they know his potential, and so the fact that they're getting this out of him, I mean, about time. Hopefully, we can find something similar for Jovic, because God knows we're waiting on him. We're waiting on
I
him.
said I said I had a few negatives, not no negatives, and he is definitely number one on the negatives list. Just got a contract extension, and he just hasn't played up to the money. He just hasn't in any way, really. He had that
No,
really good night with 29, I think it was. I don't remember who it was against, and that gave me some hope, I'm not gonna lie. And then he came right back down to 2025, 26 Jovic, which has not looked promising so far.
he had 29 against Portland. That was
Portland.
that game. But no, I get what you mean though. That's the thing about young players. They're stressful to deal with sometimes, the ups and downs, and clearly Khalil's going through an up. Jovic is having a bit of a down, but we'll see how that goes for the course of the season. But it's funny, AP, in this game against Dallas, like, they were so out of character. The offense was not rolling. The offense
True.
was inefficient, especially from behind the arc. 5 of 27. Like, also, even from the free throw line, only 17 of 24. Like, everything was out of character for the Heat, but yet they still managed to pull through with the win. If anything, it just shares how they can still get ugly wins.
Yeah, and any team that's going to make a deep run in the postseason has to be able to get those ugly wins. It's not going to look promising every single night, especially, Norman Powell's out of the rotation for this game, and then you're just putting Hero essentially where Powell has been. Like, that's not an easy adjustment to make by any means. The rest of these guys are so used to playing alongside Powell, and I know I've been someone that has said Powell and Hero may have similar styles, may not be playmakers, but it's still a different guy you're inserting into the rotation. And props to Hero for being able to adjust so well on the fly, 24, 7, and 3, like you said. Didn't hit from outside at all, but really good efficiency otherwise. That 0 assists, that's my other negative. I've been very concerned about how this backcourt of Powell and Hero will look. And the fact that Hero didn't have any assists in his debut isn't a great sign for that, but I won't overreact too much till we see them actually play alongside each other.
I would counter to that and just say, like, again, with this offense, like, yeah,
Mhm.
Davion Mitchell is the point guard, but there's no true point guard on the roster.
Fair.
Outside of, you could probably say Drew Smith, maybe, but even then, he's not a true point
He's
guard to
not
the.
even in the rotation that much, so it's like,
Well,
yeah,
he's up and down, but
yeah.
either way, like, I would say the offense as a whole was stagnant. It wasn't just because Hero was in the rotation and Powell's
Mhm.
out.
Agreed.
Granted, yeah, of course, chemistry is important, but uh, to me, it didn't feel like, oh, Hero's in and that's why the offense is whack. No, I mean, Dallas, they have a good defense. You have to give them credit for that. So I think it was just more so they were disturbed throughout the whole
Mhm.
game.
Sure.
But I would not really say Hero being in this game was like, oh, the offense is screwed all of a sudden. I don't think so.
Sure. I was more alluding to the fact of, like, it's not easy to adjust,
Mhm.
I'm not necessarily blaming Hero for that adjustment, just that general overall needing to plug a guy in where another guy's been all year is not easy. So, honestly, if anything, credit goes to the Heat for being able to pull out a victory on such short notice, if you will, of Powell being gone and Hero coming in.
Yeah, no, he was. I wouldn't say it was a late scratch, but his injury did come out of nowhere. To be fair, he currently has, just double check, a left groin strain. Eric Spoelstra
Mhm.
says he is day to day, but no timetable of return. So hopefully tomorrow by Wednesday he can come back. We'll see how that goes. Just I want to get your thoughts on this, AP.
Okay.
What do you think in a scenario where everyone's healthy? Who is the starting five for you?
That's a good question. I mean, to me, the obvious guys in there are Tyler, Bam, and honestly, I do like the double big lineup with Khalil.
Me too.
Those are my three that are kind of stapled in there, especially with the way Khalil's been playing recently. It would feel foolish to take him out of that spot, honestly. So then from there, you're either looking at Davion or Norman starting
Yeah.
the backcourt, and I feel like you have to see the Norman Hero backcourt and how it works first. So to me, Norman's taking that fourth spot, and then I think you slide Hame at the small forward. But I'll bounce that question right back at you. How's your starting five look for this fully healthy Heat team?
I've been on record in my articles. Davion is coming off the bench,
Okay.
in my opinion, because you can slide Tyler into that point guard spot. He played it last year. He was a facilitator as well as a scorer, so he can play that combo guard. He has that ability. It's just more so getting the reps now, coming back from injury. Powell at the two. Who did I have in my three? I think I'll keep Pell Larson at the three.
Okay.
I think we've seen some stability there, so I'll keep him there. And then of course Bam and Khalil. Like you, I like the double bigs lineup. I like the fact that
Mhm.
Spoelstra was pretty hard on Ware to have him come off the bench and truly earn his spot back. I think if he keeps us up, he stays. And then of course
Agreed.
Jaime's your six man still. So I that's my starting five.
My question then to you, and honestly, I need to answer this too, is where does Wiggins fit into this mix? Like it just feels like he's in
Oh,
such an awkward spot. Like, does he come in and play the four for whoever gets subbed out between Bam and Khalil first? Like, it's
I
kind of
think you
tough.
kind of have to at least to see how this goes because Wiggins is like he's not having a bad season, but
He's not, yeah.
he's not having what you would think he should be having, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It's very
obviously
mediocre, I
yeah,
would say.
like you said, the role is different. The roles are different now, especially compared to the beginning of the season when
Yeah.
Tyler was out. And I'm not saying he's bad defensively, but I don't know. I just expect better from him, and we're just not seeing it. And that kind of takes me to this next thing. All right. I did a trade
Okay.
proposal. So it was reported recently that the Lakers are still interested in Andrew Wiggins. They're seeing if the Heat would make him available. And I have this piece together. Okay. The Heat send away Wiggins and Keyshawn Johnson in exchange
Okay.
for Rui Hashimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and a 2031 first round pick swap. What are your thoughts on that?
I have been someone that loves the Wiggins to the Lakers fit for the Lakers. I do think that would work well for Los Angeles, just inserting Wiggins into that lineup. I think it would look good, honestly. And now that you have Luka Doncic there, even more so, because those rumors date back to last year's trade deadline, if I'm not mistaken. But
Um,
or is it
maybe
last offseason? Yeah,
it
maybe
was more.
last
I think
offseason.
I think it more so picked up during the off
Okay.
season because remember last trade deadline he came to us.
Oh, right. You're totally right. But I mean, just the idea of Wiggins playing alongside Doncic and sliding into that forward room with LeBron, if you even consider LeBron a forward anymore. I don't know what to call him, to be honest with you.
He's
So,
positionless himself.
yeah. Yeah, agreed. So for the Lakers, I love it. And you said the return for the Heat here would be Rui, Jared Vanderbilt, and a pick swap.
Yeah, pick swap 2031.
I mean, from a depth perspective, it's definitely the right move. And I mean, we were just talking about honestly how awkward Wiggins' fit would be in a totally healthy world. So, you kind of are swapping a 2-for-1 in this case. And I don't think Rui and Vanderbilt are too far of a step down from Wiggins, if I'm being honest, at this point in their careers. So I like it, all things considered. Do I think forward depth is the position of need? Not really. Like, I would almost look to a guy like Dalton Connect and see if he could get developed in this Heat system. I mean, he's still younger. He reminds me kind of Jaime in that same age range. So who knows what he could become in the Heat system.
Yeah, I didn't like. Okay, so I was scrolling through X and I saw somewhat of a similar frame with Dalton Connect. However, the contracts did not. It
Mm.
wasn't a legal trade.
Always
So
with the second apron and stuff. Always trades.
yeah, people forget to really factor those things in. But actually, as a matter of fact, this is why Keyshawn's contract is very important. It keeps the Heat under the luxury tax even more. So
Okay.
that's another reason why I was like, okay, this trade could work. Also, Keyshawn has had last 3 games been really good, and he shows athleticism. He's strong. Like, yeah, he still has a lot more learning to do, but I like his potential. And yeah, to trade him I would not like it. But in terms of what you get back in return, like Vanderbilt, we know his offense is limited. We know that, but we have enough shooters where okay, we can make up for it. He can just get in the paint, post up, or even
Play
just
some
get to
solid defense.
play
Yeah.
solid defense, get a good few drives here and there. So that's why I like that. And Rui is a mid-range killer. So I mean, so if anything, you're adding to the offense and strengthening the defense. That was my analogy behind it.
So in your mind, is this a lose win where the Heat are winning this trade and the Lakers are losing it, or do you think this is also a good move for the Lakers getting Wiggins?
I'll say it's a win-win because like you mentioned,
Yeah,
Wiggins could be a good fit on the Lakers. They need upgrades at the wing position. Also, Keyshot, I mean, he's a California native, so that'd be fun for him. But at the same time, he's shown some promise this season. Athleticism, he hasn't shot the ball from behind the arc so great, but you more so need him as like okay in more of a dunker spot, lob threat. So I think that could be good for them. Honestly, I mean, they need young talent. They need something for the future.
true.
So I mean,
And let's
Keyshawn's
be
only
honest, who wouldn't play well alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James? That's kind of you're set up for success. If you fail in that role, you're going to fail in any role in the NBA, in my opinion.
facts,
Doesn't get
but
much better than that.
but also anyone who signs with the Lakers, they have a habit of just not performing to the level that they're expected to sometimes.
True.
So it's
True.
just more so being cautious there. But I think you explore it. I know. I mean, yeah, everything's going great, but with Wiggins, it's like where does he fit? It's
Yeah.
hard. It's so difficult to kind of put together how he fits, and that's kind of a good problem. The depth is just amazing. You got Simone Fontecchio still coming off the bench, shooting lights out, and like you just got a lot of good pieces off the bench for real.
Yeah, like it's a well-balanced roster, which is the opposite of what we saw last year. Last year was such the hero and Bam show. So it's refreshing to see such a well-balanced and good rotation basketball. But I want to wrap up today's episode kind of bouncing back, not a trade proposal I made, but one I've been seeing is the LaMelo Ball stuff. How do you feel about a LaMelo Ball to the Heat move? Is this a Heat need to stay clear, or what? What's the take here?
Don't even pick up the phone. Don't don't
Yep.
if Jeff Peterson is calling Pat Riley or Andy Eisenberg or anyone in the front office being like, hey, let's talk about for LaMelo Ball, I immediately hang up the phone and just say have a blessed day,
Yep.
because I like LaMelo's talent, but it doesn't it in no way does it fit the Heat. In no way. I more so envision him in with our Magic colleagues. I imagine him more so on their side of the spectrum
Yeah.
on the trade block, but nah, not the Heat. Definitely not. Would it be fun? Of course, he's a fun player, but if you're trying to win in the Eastern Conference, that's wide open. No.
I couldn't have said it better. I would not take LaMelo. I think look at the Clippers, look at the Magic, look at the Raptors.
Yeah, they're in
Not
the
the Heat.
mix.
Not Heat. He's not a Heat basketball player.
Also, I don't like his contract. I think he's getting paid way too much for not playing that many games. And I
That's
like
fair.
LaMelo. I really do like him, but I don't like what I'm getting back or what I have to give up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to come at a heavy price tag. Heavy price tag.
No, seriously. Also, the Heat don't have the draft picks to deal with that. So you got to rely on a third team, which is obviously way more. To me, it's harder to get a third team involved in trades than it is doing one-on-one swaps.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the chemistry would be blown off. I mean, where does Bam fit next to LaMelo? Where does Jaime fit next to LaMelo? Where does Kalel fit next to LaMelo? I don't like.
Where does anyone really fit next to LaMelo in the Heat
How does
system?
Spoelstra maintain such a high personality? Because even though like Herro, you can say he's like a no, I wouldn't say a diva, but he has a high character. It's not to the same extent as LaMelo, who's driving out of the arena in a crazy ass purple car, just blowing red lights.
No, these are all very valid points. I couldn't have said it better. It's a different level, really, between Herro and LaMelo is the best way to put it. You know, it's a step above, and it doesn't match with Heat culture in my eyes. And look, you already traded for one Hornets guard. You saw how it worked out. No need to go for another. I'll leave it at that.
No, and that's another thing interesting, actually, now that you mentioned it, with Terry Rozier's case. The Heat do not know if they can actually trade Terry. They've gotten no clarity from the league. And to me, that's like, I wouldn't say it's blackball, but it's sketchy. Like, how come they don't know? Like if the Hornets, let's say hypothetically, allegedly, let's say if they knew what was going on, and then they traded Terry to the Heat, but yet the Heat kind of can't. Like, what's going on behind the scenes? Yo, Shams, let me know what's going on with the lawyers right now, because that's insane.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, because I have to be updated on everything about him. His next court date is on December 8th, which is a couple weeks from now. And given the recent news with Chauncey Billups and James Jones, their case can last up until 2026, like until next season. The same cap in the Terry. So that means, okay, did he possibly get no tax relief, no cap relief, no roster relief? Because by that point, his contract already expires.
Right. So they're not benefiting in any way, really.
No, because here's the thing. Like I was trying to see, okay, what trades could work out, because this is the time where Jovic wasn't playing good at the 5, and I was like, okay, we need some center depth. Okay, Vucevic is still available. The only contract that really works from the Heat without giving up so much is Terry's, ironically. And
figures.
Exactly, and you just don't know whether you can trade him or not. Like that. Like, to me, that's insane news.
Even if you can trade him, the odds that another team wants to take him back are so slim. So it's a terrible situation overall for the Heat. truly.
Exactly.
So
I in every article I've written for Terry, I've said we might not see him this season. And
mhm,
honestly, it might be it might just be confirmed given how Chauncey's case and Jones's case are being taken care of because they pleaded
yeah,
not guilty. Reports say Terry is expected also to plead not guilty. So that
it's heading
case
down
could
a similar path for
yeah,
sure.
that case could take a very long time in which the Heat see nothing.
Hmm. Yeah,
Even though even yeah, like it's just man, like at least the season's going well, but it's just like it's just damning that they can't get no relief.
yeah, yeah. Like imagine if they had this record and this Terry stuff wasn't happening, the Heat would be in a phenomenal place.
Oh, absolutely, and God only knows if Terry would actually produce anything on the court at this point.
It's true.
God only knows. But I think this is a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah,
This is a great talk, and they'll face the Milwaukee Bucks on Wednesday for another in-season tournament matchup. This time, but this one will be without Giannis, who's currently sidelined with a calf strain. So I mean, even with him, they're not as great. So this should be a Heat win. What do you think, AP?
I got the Heat. No Giannis Bucks. The Heat are rolling 4 straight wins. I got Miami.
Oh yeah, the Heat are gonna punch their ticket to Las Vegas, and we'll be here to talk about that once that happens. This is Anthony Aguirre with Anthony Pasciolla from the Roundtable Sports Network. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the HeatWave Podcast. Thank you.